So now I'll just come back a little bit to the my escapade with the tribunal, and they fined me $80,000. But I put a notice out to say anybody publishing anything about the tribunal's decision would be personally accountable. And we sent that notice out to all the newspapers, media, governments, and everything. And 3 days later, the woman who was the registrar and previously acting CEO of Midwifery Council resigned. But they panicked before that result came out and they removed me off the register, so they can't find me because I don't exist.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
So then we go into a wider dimension, because I've been helping quite a few midwives in the background and counselling, because they're being attacked in the hospitals because there's bullying and intimidation, but not only of the health professionals, but of the patients as well.
What, patients that just question things?
Well, they bully the I can account for the bullying the midwives and trying to degrade them for saving. I mean, these midwives are saving lives. They're doing an incredible job. But they're bullied and intimidated by these managers. But then if any of the clients from these midwives go into hospital, the hospital teams intimidate the clients. Okay. It's appalling. So we put an IOA request through Law Council to ask how many health professionals, what's the turnover of your hospitals, right? It's a very full IOA request that put through, and then we noticed all the departments, the media, the politicians, the health and disciplinary commission, the health practitioners tribunal, the midwifery council. We put them all on notice that this was happening, and it was now a public inquiry. Well, it's gone pretty quiet, and we're still waiting for a bit of a response, but I think that they're all shuddering in their teeth. So this is the power you have as the people, right? And this is done through our private trust. Not from me, it's through the private trust, which has been acknowledged in the courts that it is a private trust by the judges at one court case. So it's the power of the people coming back at them, okay, with knowledge. Okay. Now, beforehand, you were saying that we've got a failing health system. Yeah.
Well, failing as far as what a health system should be. I'm sure it's not failing in their eyes. But yeah.
No, because they're only task orientated, that run around with little digital machines to tap in whatever into their system and prescribe you the drugs that they have to kill you with, basically. But the knowledge of the health professionals is nowhere near what it used to be like when I trained in the 70s.
Do you think some of that's because A, they're dumbing them down? B, is it because there's a lot of foreign, I mean, I don't know what it's like where you are, but the NHS, a huge percentage of the nurses and doctors are African.
Well, the thing is that they're trying to make us look at culture and where we're from, to say that the knowledge in India or the knowledge in China is not as good as what we have in the West. Well, there's a lot of knowledge. I mean, it just depends what you want. If you're looking at, say, the holistic practices of aromatherapy,
even the royal family won't do NHS stuff. King
no,
Charles
they
is
have their own homeopaths.
Holistic and
They
stuff.
have their own homeopaths.
Yeah. So what does that
They have the homeopathic hospital in London, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are different areas in different countries. So if you want to bring the specialists from Beijing, right, they would be very Western trained. But if I had a child that needed heart surgery, I would opt for China because they've got a population of 28 million and they've got a lot more hands-on experience. So, you know, you know, you've got to do your research and look at the bigger picture. Okay.
Mm.
I've got incredible midwives that are Iranian. I've got some from Saudi. I've got incredible obstetricians in Brazil. The most amazing obstetricians in China have been doing breech births far longer than our obstetricians with more experience and more normal births. We can't kind of judge country by experience. You've got to look at what experience you're looking at. When anyone comes into our Western countries and takes a job within the system, they have to work within the guidelines. As what happened in COVID, you obey.
Do as you're told.
Yeah, you obey the rules. You give these drugs. This is all you can give. You can't have a mindset. That's the way it's built up.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to change. It is changing. I believe it's changing. I believe there's a changeover happening. If you look at our Health New Zealand board of members, they've all resigned, probably because of part of the work I did, but running scared.
Mm-hmm.
They're all dropping like flies, really.
But I think those people should still be held accountable in their personal capacity.
Well, they
Even if
will
they
be
resign.
eventually, but it's up to us as the foot soldiers, because I got all the evidence in writing against them. I've got an ACC claim with my husband because they kidnapped him and gave him remdesivir against my advice. And I took him out of there. They nearly killed him in there, okay, with the drugs they gave him. But ACC are now into the second phase of it. They tried to get out of it. They're trying to say, well, your husband's not here now. You have to find a lawyer and go to court. I said, well, actually, my husband signed a document before he passed to release all the medical records to me because I was smart. Right?
Indeed, you were a legend.
So now they've got to continue with it. And now they're panicking and they will probably delay it, but they can't get out of it because I've got all the hospital notes.
Mm.
And they've written, wife says no remdesivir. And they still gave it.
What I would like
they gave
to
him
see
10 milligrams of Valium 4 times a day, which is enough to knock out somebody huge, I think because I had the knowledge and the background of nursing, and I've worked in standalone units by myself, so where there's been no doctors. So when you go in there with that knowledge, they find it hard to handle. But I feel sorry for those who have gone in there and lost loved ones because they didn't have the knowledge. I saved my husband at that time, but how many died?
I don't think it's just knowledge, though. To be fair, I think, especially when people like you, it's not just knowledge; it's about dropping the fear as well and having. There's a lot of people that know things, but they don't ever act on those things. And it's the mindset of having that determination to see something through. That's the biggest thing, acting on the knowledge as opposed to just having the knowledge. There's two different things.
You've got to have, people say don't mention the word fight because you're spiritual, but you've got to fight within.
Even Jesus threw up turntables when he got angry.
Yeah.
Anger. He got angry, but he was fair.
Well, that was me turning over the tables with Midwifery Council and the Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
Threw the tables on them, all the judges in the court. Just imagine that is you and you're throwing the tables over and exposing them.
I mean, the
more you expose them and collect the information, it will be held against them. And I know that court cases are going through where there are wins, okay, because the whole justice system's been swamped out, it's been cleansed. as we
It
speak,
is a
kind of
spiritual
thing.
war, and people that
Yeah,
I've spoken to lots of people who aren't even slightly religious, but still say this is a spiritual war. It's a war against good and evil.